Okay, everybody, here we go. It's me, Gregory Mannarino, kind of casual. I'm thinking that maybe Fridays from now on are going to be just casual Fridays. Maybe every day will be casual. Look, we got to sit back and just relax and take in this thing. This thing, man, that we are in is it's absolutely incredible. It really is. So post market wrap up on this Friday, July 12th, 2024. If you look back on what you and I have spoken about, I don't know how long now, about how this market was going to continue to hit record high, record high, record high, the faster that this economy falls apart. I mean, you want to talk about nailing it to the wall, and we haven't seen anything yet. This setup, look, my job is to evaluate data. That's all I do. Okay. I look at the bigger picture and then I kind of zone in on everything else. And it's just so clear to me. It's so easy to see what's being set up here. What have you and I been discussing? Um, Thanks, Lab. I appreciate it. With regard to a few factors moving forward, and we have a lot to cover, so you just get comfortable for a little bit. We're about to see a new a new phase, and I mean a new phase of debt creation, of currency devaluation, more so than ever before. Ever before. I mean, there's just no way. And what I see happening here is, again, the faster this thing is brought to its knees, what are they doing? They're deconstructing the current system, keeping people distracted looking at their investment plans, their 401ks, the stock market higher, 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 in the face of everybody else calling for a crash every other day. You and me have been on top of this. I mean, it's just too simple, people. It really, really is. It's not going to stop. Um, again, it's too when people like you and I who can see clearly through the fog that they put in front of us here, see through the deceptions, the lies, the distractions. Doesn't it make it crystal clear to you how to prepare yourself for what's coming? Because for what is coming, I don't even have to tell you. I mean, this is going to lead up to a climax that's going to have people's heads spin around like the freaking Exorcist. You all know that. People are not going to know from where it came, but it's all being set up right now. And the distortions across the spectrum of asset classes with regard to the economy disconnect from any kind of reality and the market. Again, economy, market. You remember this from years and years ago? How we talked about it. We're so far off the charts right now. It's through the roof and through the floor here. And but again, the nonsense, the propaganda about how strong our economy is, how people are all rich, it really is sickening. And people are falling through the trap doors more so than I think ever before. You can expect a lot more division, a lot more hatred, a lot more blame, a lot more disunity, not among us here, people who follow this blog, okay? This isn't my thing. This is our thing. You understand? And and we're making a difference in this world, people. And I really believe that it's a positive one, honestly. Now, with regard to this market and everything else, look, a lot of you have followed, I guess, my lead here into the market, buying the dips, staying long the market, and I want you to consider something. You've obviously done fantastically well. Okay, now don't be greedy with this. All right, whatever I was asked for, take some of those profits and pay it forward. Just a little bit. I'm not even asking him. Just I don't know, 5%, 2%, 1%, just something, and donate that to a charity that you believe in, something that you want to support. You can't just hoard all this stuff because it'll be taken right away from you. Just understand what I'm telling you. All right. Um, we got to take care of each other. There are a lot of people out here not as fortunate as you and I, And we need to think about those things here. You understand? All right, look. So the Dow Jones Industrial Average closing above 40,000. New intraday records for the Dow Jones Industrial Average and the S&P 500 here. And it's not going to stop with, again, of course we can, I hope we get a correction or a pullback, and those will be buying opportunities as long as this trend continues. This is a gift, honestly. And let me tell you something else. I keep talking about the MMRI. Again, it's free. I don't get anything out of this. If you want to look at it, there's a link in the description of this video. But what can I say? This thing here is really it's been spot on. And as long as this trend continues, and I think it's going to get more dramatic moving forward, market's going to go higher as the Fed's buying more debt, as the Fed's devaluing the currency further here, and the economy comes apart more. And that's what I want to talk about, actually. Let's start off with this. So we got this inflation number. Yesterday, we got the CPI inflation rising 3% year over year. And today we get the PPI, Producer Price Index, also coming in worse than expected. But I want you to see something that you can't make up. You could not possibly make this up if you tried to. This is Reuters from today about this producer prices. Let me read this to you, okay? Producer prices rise moderately in June. Listen to the wording. Washington, July 12th, Reuters. U.S. producer prices increased moderately in June. Further confirmation that inflation, here, just read it for yourself if you can. The producer price index here, U.S. producer prices increased moderately in June. Further confirmation that inflation has resumed its downtrend. How does that work? Inflation is increasing, but it's in a downtrend. Do you see the lie here, the propaganda right in your face? The producer price index for final demand rose last month after being unchanged in May. The Department of Labor Statistics said on Friday, economists polled by Reuters had forecast only a very slight increase. Again, it came in worse than expected here. But how do you like that? They're telling you two separate things. U.S. producer prices increased, but this is further confirmation that inflation is resuming a downtrend. Really? Interesting how they twist that all around. Here's another one for you. Another piece of propaganda. U.S. inflation hits 12-month low. Really? Year over year, we went up 3%, according to their own numbers in the CPI, sparking hope for economic relief. But what about the fact that they're telling us every day how strong our economy is? Our illustrious, beautiful man of a president, I can say that, okay, keeps telling us how beautiful it is and how we're all rich and we're fantastic and amazing. I wrote down this is 100% fake. Yesterday's inflation number came in 3% higher year over year. Today's PPI higher than expected. Economic relief. Economic relief means what? What does it mean? Higher debt, more currency devaluation. Tell Greg Mannarino in his nice casual outfit here. How does this help you? How does this help anyone? Understanding that the Fed is about to inflate on a scale that we cannot believe moving forward. It's only going to destroy us further as they move us closer into this two-tier society. Now, this is also from today. This is how great we're doing. Consumer sentiment falls to an 8-month low on frustration with inflation. And the Fed right now, along with every other freaking central bank, is going out of their way to inflate even further. Now, let me show you this too. This is our lovely friend Goolsby. What was the name we had for him? I forget what it was. It was something pretty lovely. But this guy here he finds the information here on inflation, which continues to go higher. Profoundly encouraging. You see the play on words here? You see, this is a Fed member, and I know there's not a single one of you that follow this blog who believes that these creatures are here to tell you the truth. They're here to lie to you, deceive you, distract you, and destroy you. You understand? So he's profoundly encouraged by rising inflation because he knows for a fact, as a Fed president, that the goal here of the Federal Reserve is to continue to inflate. And they are going to get, trust me on what I'm telling you, okay, an ally. that is going to sit behind the Resolute desk and allow them to inflate on an unbelievable, on a biblical scale. That's where we're going here. Okay. Count on it. And that means, again, a much weaker dollar, a much worse standard of living, not just here in the United States, but around the world, as central banks tag team every single one, robbing us of our freedoms, of our liberties, of our ability to think. Look at people. They are so locked into their boxes that they've been literally placed into, okay, by the mainstream media, by the propaganda ministry. Jeffrey, thank you. Of course, they're going to blame someone else. Just wait till you see the next thing, okay, that is stuck, placed, selected behind the Resolute desk. This thing is going to fall apart even faster. Count on it. And they're going to blame the last guy or maybe the same guy. You'll see how it's going to work. Just count on it, all right? Here we go. Here's something else here from the Federal Reserve. This is today. The Federal Reserve chair, creature thing, vomitous mess, puke that he is. America's labor market is back in balance. What he's not going to tell you is America, and this is a phenomenon around the world, is losing more jobs than we are creating every single month. You're not allowed to know that. Look, with regard to the United States, you want to look at a couple of metrics here. We have become an import nation, henceforth exploding trade deficit. Okay, we don't make anything anymore. We've become, well, no, we've been this way for quite a long time, but the laughing stock of the world. But the world today isn't laughing. The people of the world are suffering on an incredible scale. We're not being allowed to come together. We're not being allowed to understand that we're a family here, that we need to depend on each other, because, again, what they're doing is using a tactic that goes back for thousands and thousands of years. Brent knows exactly what I'm talking about. Keep the people divided, keep them in a state of hatred, and you control their minds. You turn them into zombies. That's not you and me, you understand? But that's the most part, unfortunately. It's people, and what it's such a shame what's happening. Let me explain this to you maybe another way. This stock market, record high, sure as hell is helping the 1% and 2%ers. What does that mean? 98 to 99% of the people. First of all, if you believe that you're going to be able to keep what's in your account, if those people that don't follow this blog are going to lose it all. You see, you and I have the best tool that has ever been created or invented on the face of this planet to gauge risk in this market. We know what we're looking for here. When we see an uncontrolled spike here, when the debt market begins to sell off here, and you know I've been saying this for years and years and years, there is going to come a point where we see an uncontrolled sell-off in the debt market, meaning we're going to see the benchmark, the 10-year yield spike 20, 30, 40, 50 basis points higher in a day, followed by another 20, 30, 40, 50 basis points in a day. What do you think? Because I know all of you study the market, or at least you follow this blog, you know what this means. That's going to destroy stock markets around the world so rapidly, heads are going to spin around again like the freaking exorcist. But you and I are going to get out of here. Okay, we know when to get up, but again, we're hedged anyway. Anyone that follows this blog should not be, at least in any one particular asset class. Okay, we are long this market, meaning buying the market, understanding that these record highs, this is no accident. You and I have called it from a long time ago, and it's not going to stop. Why? Dollar devaluation, more rate suppression by the Federal Reserve, every reason imaginable that you can think of and dream about, fantasize about, and have a nightmare over as to why more cash has to be pulled into the now. Makes sense to you? Because that's where we're going. And that's who they're going to stick behind the Resolute desk. Because again, presidents, kings, queens, monarchs, dictators do not run the economy. It's run by those who control the cash. In this case, we're talking about central banks who have really brought us to the very edge. They have completely fulfilled their goal right now. They're almost there. Again, the one factor that's missing here before they pull the plug on the debt market, because again, the real meltdown is not going to be in the stock market like everyone else wants you to look. It's going to begin and end where? Bang, in the debt market. I love all of you. You're so smart. Anyway, well, everyone's looking at the stock market and the Dow. We're going to be looking at the debt market. Okay. And we're really there. What's missing here and what they're doing is creating, obviously, dependency on the system, eliminating an entire class of people until they've really reached the point where they feel that there will be no rebellion. Again, problem, reaction, solution. If they have more people dependent on their system when they issue in their new system, which they already have, it's all ready to go. You know all about it. I've talked about it. I've done videos about it. I've written papers about it. They've been published in journals, the Trend Journal. I'm talking about a tokenized system where every single thing, including human life, is going to be reduced into a tradable asset. Every action you take is going to be tracked via this new system. You can't escape it. Okay, that's where we're going. They really could use a president who is very positive about cryptocurrencies. Does that sound like the guy they're about to put in there? I think so too. Again, nothing is happening here by accident. Everything is being set up by design. When you hear about calls for a weaker dollar, when you hear about more suppressed rates, when you hear about an entire party getting behind crypto, which is great for those that hold cryptocurrency, I can tell you that right now. But it's going to lead into, again, they need an ally, the central banks, to bring about their tokenized system, a system of maximum control. But they're not done creating dependency on the system, more hatred, division, death, pain, and suffering, which is going to push the stock market even higher. So that's just the way we're going. But we have it covered from every angle. People, look, we're buying the dips in the market as long as the MMRI continues its downward trend. All right. We're looking for one thing, a spike, and I got your back on that, so you'll never lose. With regard to commodities, you know where to be in commodities. With regard to cryptocurrencies, you should be buying this stuff like there is no tomorrow. I don't know another way to put that either. Anyway, do you realize, I mean, this is almost kind of, I mean, it's so in our face. We have not had not one single piece of good economic news in years. All we're hearing, all we're seeing and feeling, because they're trying to tell us the polar opposite, is things are rapidly deteriorating. And who's really responsible for that? Sure as hell ain't the president. It is the central banks who are bringing the world to its knees. Of course, there's the blame game. It's the Bidens. Oh, it's Trump's fault because he brought up the debt by almost $9 trillion during his tenure. It's not their fault. It's not Trump's fault. It's not Biden's fault. It's not Obama's fault. Who creates all the debt? It's the central banks, but they need a scapegoat. They need people to focus on, wait a minute, I must blame someone because I can't blame the Fed because no one's pointing their fingers at the Federal Reserve. You remember the debate, the freak show debate? They were blaming each other. Did you see any of them talk about the Federal Reserve? Who's the real culprit behind all this? No, they can't tell you that. They got to lie to you. You must be deceived. You must be told to look over there. It's that guy's fault. It's not the central bank's fault. Oh, no, I have to protect them because that's what I'm really here for. You understand? You can't be told the truth from any angle. Anyway, people, look. So what does this mean for you and me as we move forward? First of all, everything that we have said would happen is. So that alone should be enough for you to understand that what we are talking about now is going to be what's going to happen down the line here. You don't have to be a prophet. You don't have to have a crystal ball. All you need to have is a brain cell or two that functions to understand where we're going. I mean, there's just no way out of this. And unfortunately, people are going to suffer much more. Many people are going to die, unfortunately. But that's where we're going here, people. And I think we're pretty much on the same page here. Now, before I let all of you go, and it's pouring rain here right now. I'm just looking outside my window. Is there anything? Exactly, Roger. Please, people, read The Creature from Jekyll Island. You want a homework assignment? Go wherever you buy your books from. Go get that. And you want to find out what's happening. it's already been spelled out for all of us here. And you don't even need that. You could find all the information for free online, or you could follow this blog. Anyway, people, is there anything else you guys and girls want to cover here? Stock or coin? I'm not. This is from JH over here. I'm not really sure what you mean by that. You should be long the stock market. You should be buying the dips here. You should be, if you're talking about coins, I don't know what kind of coin you mean. Bitcoin or crypto coins. I think you need to buy the dips there. Commodities across the board. Absolutely. Anyway, why is anyway Freebird? One day I'm gonna pick up that last view. I promise I am. I really am. Look, Pork Roll, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you, man. This guy, you see Pork Roll? He's part of my racing crew, by the way. Maybe you guys and girls don't know that, but this guy and his son, who's amazing, are part of my racing crew. And I welcome all of you. When I go racing wherever at Bradenton or wherever I am, come down. I'll give you a shirt. You're going to be part of my crew too. But Pork Roll over here, dude, love you from the heart. I mean that. And I can't wait till you get back ripping up that quarter mile. Anyway, yes, people, oil, commodities, you know all that. Exactly what I'm talking. Coco coin. Coco is, I don't know where he is. I think he's eating right now. Anyway, yeah, so that's kind of it, people. Next week forecast, we're going to talk about next week. What I'm going to do, what I always do, even though I really should have a day off, I really don't. On my so-called day off on Saturday, I kind of look over all the data. I kind of think about what's going on. I try to put this together. And of course, on my Sunday, I look ahead. Markets look ahead. I outline for you where I think we're going. We kind of know already here. All right. And we're not going to change anything. Anyway, you and I have been exactly where we're supposed to be, on the right track with regard to the financial system, taking advantage of everything that's going on. Look, our enemies, and we know who our enemies are, they don't take a single second off. I can't take a second off either, because I feel a profound responsibility to every single one of you here. And it is my job, my privilege, to be able to sit here and put these things together for you in a cohesive way that you can understand what you need to do. This is not a channel for entertainment. It's really not, excuse me. It's a channel for people who take action, like I always tell you. Anyway, that's kind of it, people. So what we're going to do, what are we going to do? Tell me what we're going to do right now. Come on, somebody. You know what we're going to do, right? We're going to bring it in, all right? Love each other. Care about each other. Be charitable. People, let's really not just let these kind of concepts just fly in one ear and out the other. We have so much strength and power. We are lions. If we can come together as a pride, we can change this world. I believe that we've already started something. Let's finish it again by coming together, by loving each other, caring about each other, being charitable, not allowing them to divide us up, because that's how we lose. That's how we've been losing since time immemorial, people. You understand what I'm talking about? All right, that's kind of it. I'm going to let you all go. Let's put this week behind us, okay? Take tomorrow off, the rest of the day. Enjoy yourselves. I will see you on Sunday for my markets, a look ahead, okay? And it's going to be beautiful and lovely. Until we meet again, people, please take care of yourselves and take care of each other, okay? I'm out of here.